Hello, everybody.
Hi.
You're listening to the
Lex and
Kate Take. They turn you into the.
Oh, I'm like, what is that?
So, here we are,
Ugh.
back again for another week of lovely conversation.
Yes.
Two friends talking about.
Absolutely nothing.
For a
Actually,
while.
today we have a topic.
We do.
Kind of. I don't know how long it's going to take, but this has been a conversation I've been wanting to have.
With me specifically or just
No,
in
just
general?
in general.
Okay.
But, I mean, you're a good person to ask because you have a different viewpoint than I do.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't even know. Whatever. We'll get into it. What?
Can you pass me that charger?
What charger? Oh, for computer?
Yeah, not that one.
Oh. Where?
That one right in front of you.
This?
Lex,
Where?
that big box.
This?
Yeah. Pull on it. Do we need a reason?
Okay, here we are. Okay, all right. That was very confusing.
I didn't think so, but it's okay.
There's two laptop chargers. There's one laptop charger and one box. I thought they were the same thing.
I asked her for my laptop charger, and she unplugs the charger from a different laptop and tries to give it to me.
Because a laptop charger it's charging. How many laptops do you have?
There's two in this room,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
but you unplugged it from the one that it was already plugged into.
Yeah, it's like a phone. Do you need the charger? Oh, here you go.
Oh, well, this isn't a Mac. They don't have universal.
Whatever. Okay. This is a disaster.
Okay, who would like to talk about their week first?
Okay. I will start out with I'm proud of myself because I had a rough day at work.
Mm-hmm.
And well, just in general, whatever. And instead of, because normally I'd be like, I don't want to do it, I'm in a bad mood. But instead, I said, well, this could be the highlight of my day. And I flipped the script. And instead I said, no, I have to do it because then that'll make a good thing happen.
I'm so proud of you.
Because
I'm thankful that you did that.
Me too. Because we've already made the commitment that we're gonna be better about staying on a schedule this time around. The third time is the charm. So that's what I did. So I'm here and I'm happy to be here because I saw Parker kind of crawl.
Yeah.
I think that counts.
I don't know. I
got it on video.
Okay, what is the definition of a crawl?
Well, okay. This was exciting because he only usually moves his body, I guess, but he moved his hand.
He moved his hands.
And his legs.
Yeah. I'd say he did one step crawl.
He did like a half crawl.
He did a half crawl.
But I got it on the video and you can hear me say, I think this is a crawl.
I think he just crawled.
Well, maybe that will be the post for this week, for this episode.
Did Parker crawl? Or did...
I think he did.
We should probably tag the video. Okay, I'm not going to say... We're going to try to add that video to the end of our YouTube video.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Make the people decide.
And then comment yes or no.
Yeah.
And then we'll do an Instagram poll too.
Yeah.
Okay. Follow us. Lex and Kate Take. Or is it the... Whatever. Doesn't matter.
No.
Okay. So besides that, this week in general was pretty fun. I'm trying to think of anything that happened last week after recorded, and nothing. Blank. Completely nothing.
What are you talking about?
Then on Saturday.
During the weekdays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saturday we had our second annual
Shimmick family Halloween party. That might be only 2.
No, we'll still do it. So after we recorded last, I ordered my costume the next day along with the Friendsgiving decorations. I just did it, whatever. And
are you going to disclose it to us?
My costume?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was Wendy Peppercorn from
Oh, no, I thought you meant... Oh.
This last week.
I understand now.
Yeah. I was Wendy Peppercorn from Sandlot, and Anthony was Squints. He was so stinking cute. It lasted for all of... How long do you think Anthony kept his costume on?
30 minutes.
And he wore literally regular clothes.
Yeah, he took off the shoes.
He took off the shoes. He took his hat off. He took his flannel off. He unbuttoned his pants. And was just laying on the couch.
Yes.
So that was fun. I got to wear bright red lipstick, which was really fun for me. We had some good snacks, and it was a nice little family get-together.
Yes. Very nice.
And then we played... Okay, this sounds stupid. Until you play it, don't judge me until you play it. What was that game called?
Exploding Kittens or Cats?
Either way.
Kittens.
Feline. It was... That's the title of the game, and it sounds so dumb. It's so fun. There's so much strategy, so it's very deceiving.
Yeah. I didn't really ever get into it, though.
Oh.
I was like feeding Parker and stuff, you know.
We're playing it every
It's a
event.
new thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Exploding Kittens, I believe it's called. And yeah, very fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. But then this coming week, I have another Halloween party, which is super fun. I might have talked about it before. I don't know. Our friend does like a murder mystery party. And they write the scripts. It's this whole shebang. And I went 2 years ago. Last year we didn't go because of COVID. But this year we're going again, and there's always a theme. So the first year is like you got assigned a character, and it was like a big high school. So I was Sharpay, and Anthony was Troy Bolton. It was super fun. I think I got killed first, but whatever. And then this year the theme is like more loosely based. It's like just like any traditional Halloween costume.
Okay.
So
Do you get a pick?
Yes.
Are you telling us?
We have a plan. I just need to buy them because obviously I haven't bought it again, and it's on Saturday.
Oh.
I think we're going to be pirates.
Okay.
That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I figure, because the costumes I'm looking at, I've realized this, I never even thought twice about this. If you buy an actual costume from like a store, you can keep it and not you reuse it. Like every other costume I've worn before, it was like something I threw together last minute, and I never would wear it again because it was just like stupid. But now I bought that Wendy Peppercorn costume. I can wear that again, no problem. And then for another Halloween.
Oh, like you're just
like
gonna
just
double doozy?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if I buy like an actual pirate costume, that's like something because it's long sleeve and a long skirt, so I could wear stuff underneath it. And if I have to hand out candy if I ever live in a neighborhood that's like things I can reuse.
Yeah.
So I still don't have that, but I will. I think that tomorrow I'm going to order it.
Good. I think you should. And for our Halloween, I was Leia, Tony was Han Solo, and Parker was a little Ewok.
He was the cutest Ewok. Anthony said afterwards, he's like, I think that hood was supposed to be tucked in. I was like, I don't know anything about Star Wars. I don't know.
It wasn't.
Okay. That's what I was like, do they have something on their chest? I don't know.
No, it was supposed to look like that.
Because if it was inside, he would just look like a teddy bear, I think.
Yeah, it was supposed to be on.
He was so cute. And he was so cute to hold when it was on because he was so like
it had
cuddly.
Stuffing in the front.
He was so cuddly.
Yeah, he was cozy. So that was our party in the upcoming party that Alexa's going to. Do you have any family traditions when it goes to Halloween?
No, my grandma goes all out.
Oh, yeah. We called her last year.
She goes all out. Her house is crazy decorated. She has like bloody skeletons hanging from her roof. Like she goes all out. But yeah, she was, other than that, not really. It's just like, it's literally like my least favorite holiday.
Really?
People love it, and I understand that it can be fun. I've never been into it.
That's all right. We didn't have that many traditions. My mom would help us like make our costumes, and then we would always go like around our neighborhood trick-or-treating, and then we would go to my Aunt Joyce's house and like see her, and then go to my Noni and Papa's and do their neighborhood, and then
That's a long walk from house to house in their neighborhood.
No, they didn't live there when I was growing up.
Those driveways are so long.
They lived in the harbor.
Oh.
Kind of like how you do like on a street with the lake. So went and did their neighborhood, and then we ended up at Grammy's every year and like ate soup and all that stuff.
As you should. I try to have Grammy soup.
It's harder than you think. I was like, when do I have time to make pizza verde and meatballs? That's things you do prior to making the actual soup.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that yet. So, other than that, Parker had a doctor's appointment.
He did.
And
do you want me to act like I don't know? Am I supposed to be asking a question? And what was with what doctor? Let's start there.
As if Lex doesn't know all of this in grave detail. His surgeon. He met with the surgeon on Thursday. And she showed us pictures from the CT scan that he had the week prior. Mm-hmm. And he has a new diagnosis, everybody. I know, I was just telling you guys that it was called CPAM. Well, joke's on us. He does not have CPAM.
But they look similar.
They pretty much are similar. One has a blood supply, one does not.
Right.
So what he has is called bronchial pulmonary sequestration.
BSP, right?
BPS.
Yeah.
BPS. And so that's what he has. Pretty much same thing. He
It's
has
like
a mass.
crazy rare.
Yes. Even more rare than what we thought he had beforehand. So even more rare, of course, in Parker James fashion. So this is pretty much a malformation of a lung, right, Lex?
It basically just seems like it's a mass in a lung that's just not supposed to be there, that has its own blood supply.
Mm-hmm. So it's making his heart work a little bit harder because
it's taking space away from his lung.
Yeah. So
but he has no symptoms.
Correct. He was born asymptomatic. He hasn't, like, kids with this, like, get sick more prevalent, like major breathing issues, whatever. He hasn't had anything. And so on Thursday, she said, let's have the surgery at the end of November. I was like, okay, so it's scheduled for the 30th. She calls me last night at 6 p.m. I was like, oh my goodness.
Which was Monday. And they had their appointment on Thursday.
Yeah, so Monday night, she said, I talked to all my people. We were trying to plan out what the surgery was going to look like, this, that, and the other. And she said, we suggest waiting until March. She's like, I know you wanted to get it done, over with, but I think if he grows more, it will be an easier surgery. And I was like, okay, say no more.
Yeah.
We will do what you think.
Because he'll still be...
He won't be a year yet.
Right.
He'll be 11 months.
So he'll still be under a year. He's still small, because everything was saying, like, the sooner you get it out, because a lot of the times, from my understanding, is that's not caught when they're in utero, let alone once they're born. Like, it's usually only caught once they get sick from it.
Yeah.
So them knowing preemptively is good, obviously. That's the good thing about all this crazy technology. So yeah, you were scared a lot of your pregnancy, but now they like could monitor it and stuff. And then, so they said, from my understanding, once they take it out, the lung will continue to grow normally, and it could fill in that empty space.
Right.
So it's just a good overall.
Yes. So it should be fine. Everything will be fine.
It will be. There. And the fact that they called you and said, this is what we would prefer to do, basically, so we can do our jobs better, I think that just shows that they're confident enough to say we can still do it. We just want to make our chances the best they can be.
Yeah. And I said, say no more. Let's do it. Whatever you think is the best. You're the professional.
Yeah. It'll be great. I mean, this sounds so stupid because he's a baby, but he has, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, he has the thing about him where you just know he's going to be okay. Like, he's the happiest baby ever. That's the kind of, like, oomph you need when you're going through, like, a health thing. And he doesn't even know yet. And he's going to do phenomenal. I just know it.
Yeah, and I was also happy that they were like, I know it's their job and they extensively talk about each patient, but I was like, wow, he is not just a number on their charts or whatever, next surgery. Like, they were really thinking about it and thinking about his best interest.
Yeah, she called you on a Monday evening. So you had your appointment on Thursday, so she had all day Friday. I mean, doctors never stop working. Yeah. Like, so I think he's in very good hands. Yes. And I have my sister-in-law just became a nurse practitioner, and one of my good friends is a pharmacist at a very renowned children's hospital. And I was talking to both...
work with babies like this.
And I was... talking to both of them, and they both said the same thing. Like, basically, they've never seen it themselves because it's so rare. But yeah, if they're not sending him out, he's good to go.
Yeah. So that's that.
So
I'll keep you updated, as you all know.
Hopefully, the surgeon doesn't call again until March.
Yes. As you know, we've been on a roller coaster, and I was having meltdowns every single night. After I found out when the surgery was, because I hadn't seen this mass since he was inside. Like, he hadn't been born yet, and I was still getting ultrasounds. So that was the last time I saw the mass, and I would see it every week. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't a big surprise. And then I went 6 months without seeing it. Oh, like 7. Yeah. Because towards the end of my pregnancy, like, with his ribs, they couldn't really see it. And so it had been like 7 months since I saw it. So on Thursday, I was just taken back because it was like, there it is.
Still there.
Still there. pretty big.
Yeah.
And
But he's also gotten bigger, so his body in general is just bigger.
Yeah. And then, yeah, figuring out the surgery. I always knew it was going to happen. But then, like, having the date, I was, like, freaking out.
That's like how we were with my mom. Like, we knew it was going to happen. We kind of, and then she got the date for it, and we're all like, oh my God.
It makes it more real.
Yeah.
Like, every night I would put him to bed and just, like, have a mental breakdown for a minute. And then I would go on with my day.
Because it was, like, I mean, like you said, when he was born, we knew he was going to have surgery. It was a matter of when. We didn't know if he was going to have it the day he was born. We didn't know if he was going to have it a month later, 3 months later, 6 months later. So, I mean, you're right. It's always been there. We just never knew when.
Yeah.
And now, and I think even though CPAM and his new diagnosis are similar, hearing a different word was like startling.
Yeah.
It was like, what the heck?
The story of our
You're like, I
journey.
just got used to this. So.
Yeah. Well, so he is now a BPS warrior.
Are you going to buy him a new onesie?
They don't have any. It's that rare.
You can get it made.
I know. I can make it.
Your mom.
I know.
Cricket
But like
queen.
literally there's like CPAM warrior stuff on like Etsy.
Yeah.
That's where I buy his first onesie. I tried to find the BPS and there's nothing.
Well, good thing you already have the little lung.
Yeah, I do have a long stuffed animal.
So
okay. We'll keep you updated
my
with the
little
Parker.
my crawling PJ.
Yeah, crawling.
Well, you have to call your mother obviously before this comes out and show her the video.
Yeah.
All right. So you have a lot more listed on our media
Surprise,
spot.
surprise.
The only thing I watched, and I think I just watched this yesterday. I was off yesterday. I had one of those like random days off that I have, and I watched Lula Rich. It's on Amazon Video. What's that called? What's the Prime service called?
I think it's Amazon Prime Video. I don't know.
Whatever. It's on that.
Prime Video. I don't know.
And it's about the LuLaRoe, basically pyramid scheme, but how they're saying they're not a pyramid scheme.
Wait, like, is this like the leggings?
Yes.
I'm not. I don't own any of these things.
It was funny because I owned one pair in college because we had a pop up at our sorority house, and they were so soft and nice and whatever. Well, I think that was in 2015 when everything started hitting the fan. I think it was like 2017. So I got them when they were still nice.
What happened?
So basically LuLaRoe grew at a rate that was just like unprecedented. They started getting so many retailers that they didn't have enough space even in their warehouse. And so they were storing stuff outside. So all their inventory got like moldy and wet and gross, and they weren't reimbursing these retailers that would buy it from them because they're like, oh, it's yours now. You own it. So figure it out. And it's basically talking about how it is a pyramid scheme versus an MLM, because apparently there's a difference. Like, pyramid schemes make their money off of recruitment.
Okay.
And MLMs make their money off of selling the actual product.
Okay.
So it just talked about all the legality of that. And I guess they have made some major changes that they are a little more appropriate now. But, I mean, that doesn't change. The people that were like the highest ranking retailer. So you have the people that join above. And, of course, the higher up the pyramid you go, the more money you make off of people joining underneath you.
Okay.
There's people making 6 figures in bonus checks.
Whoa.
For selling these clothes. And there was a couple on there that did it, and they were telling them they ended up getting fired because they spoke out against the company. But they said their highest monthly bonus check was $42,000.
What?
Because they had so many people underneath them.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah, so it was really good. I love that kind of stuff. I could watch documentaries all day, every day, especially about stuff that I kind of know a little bit about. Mm-hmm. So I loved it.
Well, that's good.
And I saw one of my favorite podcasters and her husband were the 2 owners of LuLaRoe for Halloween. It was really funny.
Oh, really? It's like that big of a thing? I'm like living under a rock? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't need to know about this. Okay. So I finished season 3 of You. And I love it.
Oh, so I think it's like a 6 out of 10.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
It was like fine.
Well, I haven't watched a show like that in a long time. So I was like living for it.
I just think the first season was just so good.
Yes. But all I watch is like reality TV. And then you watch that.
Oh, all I watch is like Thriller. Anthony
Yeah.
said like, why don't you watch anything where people smile?
So yeah, I haven't watched anything like that in a while, and it was really nice.
You have to watch. I thought Tony did it. We just had the realization that our video is not recording.
Oh no.
He's fired. He is so fired.
Turn it on now.
Oh, I want to see if maybe it actually is on. Absolutely not.
Like dead?
No, it's
Just hit play.
now it's recording.
Hi. So
So what are we gonna do?
we're just gonna have a shortened video.
Okay.
Did you even watch last week's video? Because I didn't even tell you what happened to it.
No, I don't.
The last like 2 minutes just went black.
What are you gonna do? How many minutes did we do right now?
16 or something.
Oh, I guess it's not horrible.
20.
Oh, okay. Well,
So I liked you. How did you think about The Bachelorette this week?
I don't even remember what happened.
Basketball date, like Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader date.
Oh.
Rock climbing date.
I have no hot takes. I have none.
None? I wrote like a whole thing.
Go ahead.
But
I'll respond to your takes. Let me know.
no. Okay, so how do you think about that Joe guy?
I think that it's sus that he came on her season and didn't like reach out to her beforehand.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
I even if it was just 2 DMs, I think if I was going on someone's season that I had previously talked to, it'd be like, hey, see you soon.
Yeah.
Or like, because to me, it's like you knew her before she was the Bachelorette and you didn't reach back out to her anytime then. So like, that's kind of sus, but they have serious chemistry.
Yeah, so I was listening to Caitlin's podcast. And Caitlin was like talking about the episode with her friend. And Caitlin said that there was like a significant reason why he didn't respond back to her. And like Caitlin wasn't worried about it. She's like, oh yeah, there was like a real reason why he ghosted her. So
Like
But-
beside the one he said on the show.
what did he say on the show?
He said that because he had a property right in George Floyd Square. And that's when everything was happening. And he said he just like didn't have the capacity.
Oh, I don't know.
And that's when Michelle was like, well, me, of all people, who also lives in Minneapolis and is a woman of color and is having to talk to my students about this all day, every day, like, you could have just told me. That was
I didn't hear that part.
I think that was
I don't know.
That was the first episode.
Maybe there. I don't know. Anyway, so that was Joe. But there's something to do with a hometown guy. Right, Lex?
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't you want to be like
There's like a connection.
there's a connection with the people that you like in the same town that you live in
Because you like,
or area.
what she's basically referencing is that, and we talk about it all the time for Asheville. I'm sure other people's hometowns are like this too. Like, people,
There's something in the air.
yeah, like a lot of people from our town get married or are with people from their hometown.
Yeah, like they go to college and then when they're like trying to like when they get older and like settle down, they always find their way back to somebody that we went to high school with
Yeah.
or someone from our town.
And I'm sure we're not the only ones, but there's like that connection or like that familiarity with how you grew up. Like me growing up in this town would have a lot of discussion to do or explaining to do about how I was raised or how I grew up compared to someone who lived in like a city.
Yeah.
It's just a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
Or like even people that live in a different state where like our here, and I don't know other hometowns, like they're both from Minneapolis, so they probably connect on that thing. But like for us, like we don't have a lot to do, so all of our like good memories are just hanging out with our friends, doing nothing. Whereas other people were like, you know, out and about and doing all that kind of stuff. It's just different where you're from, so like you can connect on similar things. What are you saying?
It's not blinking anymore.
Tony's, maybe there's no storage.
No, we just deleted it.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, video might be audio video this week. I don't know. So, yeah, I was thinking about that when I was watching the episode of how sometimes you go back to the people that you're more comfortable with, your area. So, another thing. So I have taken a break from it just because I ran out of time, but there's a podcast called Drama Queens.
Whoa, I've never heard of it.
And yeah, I know you wouldn't have heard of it. It is the 3 main characters from One Tree Hill, and they are rewatching.
Oh, I've heard ads for it.
Yeah, they rewatch the seasons. So they're watching like the first episode, then they have a podcast. Second episode.
So many people are doing that right now. Like I just there was an ad on one of my podcasts for Veep is doing it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Sevi would love that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people are doing that right now.
Wow, Sevi, I know you listen to this. Find that podcast.
I have no idea what it's called, but maybe it's called Second in Command. That just came to me. That's how many times I've heard the ad, I think.
So I love One Tree Hill, so I have been listening and watching.
And it's just called Drama Queens?
Yes. Drama Queens podcast.
Oh. That's the best I could do.
I don't that's just what it is. I don't question these people.
So do they do like a recap of the episode and then like talk about making it and stuff?
Yeah. And then they talk about like their experience, and
that's kind of cool. It's like an inside scoop, especially for super fans.
Yeah. And it's like they say, oh, remember that scene when we did this and it was 3:00 in the morning, and then they're like, oh yeah, and then we went out and we did that, and
that's cool because it's kind of like I've talked about it before, but That's Messed Up podcast, the SVU podcast. It's just the 2 girls recap it. They're just comedians, but then they have someone on from the show to talk about it. And it's like that same thing. They're like, can you give us an inside scoop? And they're like, Ice-T was like blah blah blah. So yeah,
and it's cool because they're the 3 main like girl characters, and they like haven't watched it ever really. Like the seasons.
I get that. I don't listen back to these.
I do. But so that's that. And then another thing.
Okay.
Gilmore Girls is tugging on my heartstrings.
How many times have you watched this show?
I don't know. Like 5 all of. And every time like around this time of the year I want to watch it.
Cuz the fall?
Yes. And like there's like Lorelai Gilmore is obsessed with snow. And she's like, I can smell snow. And she like goes and like, yeah.
It snowed today.
Yes, it did.
It
was not really snowing.
Oh, really? Because it was wet and white.
Yes, but it didn't stick or anything.
I was mad.
So, do you have a comfort show like Gilmore Girls?
I don't know. I have a lot of shows that I've watched like repeatedly.
Like what?
Like my Gossip Girl used to be the one that I'd go back to over and over and over again. And I went back to Friends a bunch. And
Lex used to hate Friends, by the way.
Yeah. I was just having this conversation with someone because I think I felt about Friends the same way I feel about Seinfeld now.
Oh.
Is I just never actually watched it and I didn't like the look of it.
Okay, because it was like older?
Yeah. So, and I still never given Seinfeld a chance. I don't know. But Friends, once I actually like watched it, I love that show. And now I don't know if I love it because I know everything about it or because it's actually good. I don't know. But other than that, I don't really know. I mean, The Challenge, but that's not like you go back and I've rewatched some seasons, but that's like a show.
Not like a storyline.
That's a show I'll never miss.
Yeah. I love it.
I'm going to be really thinking about this.
Yeah, like my comfort shows are Gilmore Girls, Parenthood, like with storylines. Obviously, I watch Survivor a lot, but I haven't watched Grey's Anatomy like I used to be.
I used to watch that. Like,
but now it's just like a way big commitment to rewatch. Like I've rewatched Gilmore Girls and Parenthood so many times.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I watch like movies over and over again.
Which movies?
Princess Diaries.
Oh, really?
All the time. If I'm sick, if I'm staying home from work sick, or whenever I'd stay home from school sick, I'd watch Princess Diaries and The Goonies.
I still haven't watched.
That's the best. My family and I always talk about this. We always have that one movie that you just don't flip past. My mom's is Jaws. Anthony's is Forrest Gump. Mine is The Goonies.
Your mom's is Jaws?
Yeah. Yes.
The Notebook.
Oh, I can flip past that without even thinking about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I just don't need to be sad.
No, but I love it. I love it.
I think I've only seen that movie fully through one time.
You're so messed up.
You're
so messed up.
I know how it ends. They both die. I don't want. It's sad.
Together.
Yeah, depressing.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
Oh my god. So speaking of things we watched, did you watch Tiger King during quarantine?
Yes.
So, did you watch the trailer for Tiger King 2?
No.
Well, it just dropped, like, I don't know, a week or so ago. I just watched it today because Tiger King 2 is coming out on the 17th. And Carol Baskin is suing Netflix. We're talking literally at the same time.
Killed her.
Carol Baskin is suing Netflix and the production company because supposedly in her contract that they signed before the first one, there's no sequel in the midst of it, and they're using footage. I don't know from when. It's kind of confusing. The article is like a paragraph long, but so there's no mention of a sequel in her contract. And then she said when she initially sat down for the first interview, it was supposed to be like a Blackfish of tigers. Mm-hmm. Did you ever watch Blackfish?
Yeah.
It's very upsetting.
SeaWorld, right?
Yeah, so upsetting. So that's how it was pitched, and she was going to be the side of sailing. It's not actually that bad, whatever. Mm-hmm. And they obviously completely flipped it and made her look like a murderer. So,
but like, how could she sue because there's a sequel and she like?
Because I don't if they're using footage from the first one where it wasn't supposed to be, or I don't know if she sat down for a second one. Clearly, like I don't know. So I'm super excited for that to come out because it looks like from the trailer, it looks like they're focusing on the case of her husband a little more.
Oh, and really?
Yeah. I saw a flash of Donald Trump's face. Oh. I saw Joe Exotic with his prison haircut. I saw who's Jeff, the guy that took over. He's like he literally says we have more money than we know what to do with.
Really?
Like, yes.
That's so
so I am
they pretty much lived in their cars on their tiger sanctuary, I don't know what it was called, and now they have that much.
I am counting down the days. I cannot wait to watch that show.
I'll watch it. All right, so last week Lex was looking through like articles like, oh, here's in the news. So I was like, I'll do that. But did you know that there was a news button on Facebook?
No, I always go to Google. But I did see the one that's on here. I did see, but I don't.
You saw that article?
Yeah.
So you know what it's about?
Yeah.
Oh, dang. I thought I was going to like tell you something you didn't know.
No, I read it.
Dang it.
Well, also too, and this is, I think, the algorithm like really screwing with me as I'm watching season 4 right now, which Parvati's on.
Oh.
So okay. I don't know if like that voodoo magic is like, here's an article about Parvati. And so go ahead.
It came up on mine, and I'm not watching the season 40 at the current moment. So now I don't even know if I want to say it.
We have to talk about it.
I thought that you didn't
We have to talk about it.
Okay. So Parvati is on Survivor, bunch of different seasons. I think she's been on
4 times.
And she went on Rob Sesternino, I think that's how you pronounce his last name's podcast.
Boston Rob's.
Not Boston Rob's. The other Rob that was with Heidi and Amanda like first season.
I'm looking him up.
Rob Sesterino or Sesterino? If you saw a picture, oh yeah, that guy. So she went on his podcast and she was pretty much just discussing of how it is so annoying and unright and messed up that Survivor's not giving the contestants bathing suits anymore.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
I honestly
that wasn't the part
noticed.
that I focused on, but now because they say that it takes you out of the game. It makes it look too produced, and her big gripe was she's like, I just had a baby. Like,
give me a bathing suit. I'm about to jump in water. And
because you know how many black boxes they have to show, because every time, because people lose so much weight every time if they jump in their boxers or stuff, now all the guys are wearing like briefs instead of boxers because they would fall off every time they did anything in the water.
Yeah. And so that was a big topic of conversation apparently on this podcast, and they were saying how messed up it is, and that before, when they were given a bathing suit, they had like undergarments and bathing suits so they could interchange and let one dry.
Oh.
She said now that they don't really have bathing suits, girls are like getting off the season and having like hospitalization UTIs.
Whoa. See, I didn't know that part.
And like, so it's like a big conflict and issue right now.
Because the only way that you'd let your undergarments dry is if you were not wearing underwear under like your shorts or something like that.
Oh, true. Yeah.
But still, ew.
Yeah. So like there's
Not
no
ew to not
opportunity.
wearing underwear, but ew to not wearing underwear and dirty clothes on a dirty beach in dirty water.
Yeah. So like in previous seasons, like you'll see them like, oh, I'm doing laundry, and they would be in like their bathing suits, and they would be washing their other clothes and like boiling it and stuff.
And not to mention, bathing suits are made to dry.
Yeah.
Like to get wet and then to dry. So even if they did have to wear those for a little while, it'd probably even be better than just having to wear like just underwear.
Yeah. So now there's like a big issue with that.
There should be.
Yes.
Because
They should
it doesn't do anything
bathing
for the
suits.
guys.
Clearly they need to, like, it didn't take anything away from the show to have them given them bathing suits. I guess it's only in the past like 5 seasons they haven't had them.
Yeah, that's true. Because what I got from that, I read an article about the podcast. I didn't listen to the podcast. And the big headline from the article that came up for me was that Parvati said that Jeff is going through a midlife crisis or something, or like a change with growing his hair out and like changing some things he says and stuff like that. She's like, but I like it. He's just trying to make people feel included. Like he just wants everyone to be included and stuff like that. But yeah, that's something I did because I knew that there's a bunch of stipulations about what you could bring and can't bring wardrobe wise. Like I know they want you to kind of have a character and portray that and whatever. And like that's the thing. But they make exceptions for certain people because the big thing is, you can't have logos, this and that. Boston Rob walks around with a Boston hat on the whole entire time.
Okay, I'm trying to think. So there's like a bunch of like Survivor TikTok right now. What's her name?
Kelly Wentworth.
Kelly Wentworth. Why was I
knew
drawing
exactly who you're talking about.
Okay, so Kelly Wentworth, she said that before you go on the season, like you send producers like a couple pictures of different like things that you're packing, and they tell you what to wear.
Yeah.
And she got stuck with jean shorts and like a tank top.
Yeah, for her first season, right? I remember. I think I
wearing
saw that.
Jean shorts. Can you imagine getting rained on and then wearing jean shorts?
Oh my gosh. Because even though, like, every time I do notice what people wear, because I think ever since hearing stuff like that and just like thinking about it, like jeans, obviously no, but then sometimes jeans would be better because they're thick and you probably wouldn't get bit by as many bugs. But like when I see girls wearing leggings, I'm like, those things, those are not the nicest leggings you've ever owned. Those things are gonna fall apart, fall off in 2 days.
Mm-hmm. And then there's some people that wear like suits and dresses.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It is crazy. I would love to know that's so weird. Today, when I woke up, because I usually like drink my coffee and sit on the couch for a little while, I literally Googled rules you didn't know about Survivor.
Oh, really?
Because I was just like thinking about it. I'm like, I wonder, I'm watching it still.
On season 40, who got voted off that you said that are your favorites?
Everybody. Every old school player.
Yeah.
Rob.
They did that on purpose.
Amber. Ethan. Yul. Sandra. Like, they're all gone. Mm-hmm. Well, they're on the edge of extinction. The only one actually gone is Sandra because she said, I don't need to do this.
You liked Yul?
I've always liked Yul.
No.
I like how he thinks because I think the same way.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have won.
Do you think? Okay.
You think that he should have won over Ozzy and Cook Islands? Or are you joking?
I have a weird feeling about Ozzy now.
Okay.
After him being on TikTok, that was he should not have gone on TikTok.
Okay, I'm just saying.
No, Ozzy should have won for sure.
Ozzy should have won Cook Islands. Even Jeff Probst thought so, but based on his comments during the reunion.
And the people that voted thought it was.
I know, but
do you think Michelle should have won her season? That's a topic.
1,100%.
I agree.
Yes,
but I did love Ty. I love Ty.
No,
she was up against Ty and who else? I don't remember.
Aubrey.
Oh, I love Aubrey.
So, no. I can't discredit Yul for winning. He won. Mm-hmm. People voted for him. That's the game. You vote off people, they have to vote for you to win $1 million. Same thing with Michelle. Yeah. She played Survivor a different way than other people have played Survivor.
No. And she killed them in the final tribal. She really did.
She did. And just saying.
But I do say, I think the only reason Aubrey didn't win is because she had played before.
No, did she?
Mm-hmm. She was on Brains, Brawn, and whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She was the second. Her and Ty both were second-time players.
Oh, Michelle wasn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Michelle only played twice. Do you know the outcome of what this 40th season is going to be?
I don't. I think.
Do you know what's going to happen with the Edge of Extinction or anything?
Well, there's other seasons that were Edge of Extinction, and they do like one challenge and one person gets back. Okay. So I don't actually know. But
what's your prediction?
I remember hearing, I think I remember when Michelle was on the challenge, her saying that she almost won $2 million one time. So I think she gets in the final tribal. But other than that, I have no idea.
Any guesses on who would win?
Not really. I think a guy's going to win because all the girls are on edge of extinction. Basically.
Okay. Well, I'm excited.
I have people that I literally don't care, that I swear I've never seen.
Who?
Sophie?
Okay.
No. Never seen her before in my life. I've watched every season. I've never seen that girl before in my life.
She clearly won.
I know, but it's just like when she
played with Coach, I think.
I'm trying to think. I can't even think who else is on there right now. I have a soft spot for Nick. He won David vs. Goliath. He's just kind of sucks. Like he's just kind of.
What about Adam? So Adam's still in, probably.
Adam's still in.
Nick, Sarah, Tony, Michelle. Mm-hmm. Who else would be still in? I don't know.
They just switched tribes, so my mind's all like.
Okay.
But yeah, Adam's still there. Jeremy. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited for you to continue watching. That's like the best season of Survivor ever.
Oh my god! When I just even saw the intro to it, I'm like, this is epic.
I remember watching season 39 in Virginia by myself, and it was the reunion, and then they showed, oh, this is what happened in the next season. The first person I saw was Ethan. I started crying. I FaceTimed my mom, and I was hysterically crying. I was like, are you joking? Oh my god, Ethan's playing. And then
Ethan.
I kept watching. I was like, oh my gosh, Amber, Rob.
They just did the challenge on Edge of Extinction where they had to bring the logs up 20 times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Ethan,
goosebumps.
He can do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much time? How long have we done?
40 minutes. We have 20 minutes.
Okay, so I mean, we don't have to go super deep, but this was the concept that I want to talk about today was just like religion as a whole. I want to talk about our relationship with religion, what it's looked like throughout our lives, how, if we've ever had like any issues, or like questions about things that whatever. I just want to kind of chat about the concept of it in general, because I think I've gone through a point in my life where I was never like against it. I just kind of was like, that's not for me. And the older I'm getting, I'm just like, I'm just, not that I'm questioning, I don't know. I'm going through it. I'm having a spiritual crisis.
Well, tell me about it, because I have no clue.
So I've stood by this. So my mom will always say this, she'll never let me forget it. I used to run around saying, I love Jesus. I love whatever.
When I first met you, you used to go to church camp.
Yeah. Like but it's weird because it's not like we were growing up religious. Like probably when I was in third grade, I started going to a church. When I moved up here, started going to a church, and I got baptized when I was like 12. Like I made the conscious decision to get baptized. But it's so weird because I don't have like a ton of memory from that time in my life. And I don't remember anything from any time. So I remember going. I remember the day I got baptized. I remember sometimes going to Sunday school, but more so I just remember hanging out with my friends. Like our family friends went to church too, so I would stay the night at their house and then go to church with them the next morning. And because my mom she went a lot. I don't even remember. That's the thing. I remember doing it with that other family. And I guess I don't know when it happened, but the older I got, I just kind of like didn't vibe with me anymore. I didn't want to go. I just thought it was boring, whatever. And then more and more, I was like, I've always been a firm believer in reincarnation. I don't really even know what that means now, but like I never really thought that it was like done. Nothing. I don't think it's done. I'm not an atheist. I've never been an atheist, but I also don't know, because I don't know. It's so hard because I don't necessarily say like, oh, I do or do not believe in God. I believe that something's happening.
Is that agnostic?
I don't know. Agnostic, I think, is the concept of you believe that there's no physical way to know what happens. One way or the other. You just don't know. Which, I mean, but I don't know. But I feel like I can't even figure out the words to express it because it's so torn. Like I battle with it because I don't believe that nothing happens, because how is that possible? I mean, it is, I guess, but I just don't. Every time I've gone through it in my life or been around people going through it, I want whatever they want to happen to happen. And I don't, but then I'm like, okay, well, if that's me, what do I want to happen? I'm like, I don't freaking know. I don't know. I want to come back as something.
So you want reincarnation?
But I don't feel super connected to that word.
Okay.
Because I don't know. That's what I was seriously trying to say. I don't know. Because I never really vibed. I don't like a ton of rules or like ritual and stuff like that, which is, there's a lot of in like a lot of Christian churches. And every church, in every organized religion, there's a lot of stuff.
Okay. Fluff.
And because my biggest gripe with some of that stuff is people can do all these rituals and things that they're supposed to do, but then still be really horrible people.
Yeah.
Like, how does that work? So there's a difference, I think, between believing in something and actually being something.
Yes. Practicing versus non-practicing.
Like, you can 100% believe in God and still be a horrible person.
Yes.
But
if you're actively practicing your religion and taking it in, you're probably not that horrible of a person. I don't know. You might be.
Yeah, it's just so hard. Because the religion doesn't define a person. It never does. And I hate how now religion is tied to so many things. Like, if you find out someone's religious, you assume a lot of things about them. Or same thing with like political party. Same thing with sexual orientation. Like, all of these identifiers make you assume things about people. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's why I've never like put a label on how I feel, because I don't need you to assume any type of thing about me, because I don't know. Like, I've always been so interested in learning about other religions and like why they believe what they believe. And my thing is, okay, but how do I take this? I like this part of this. I like this part of this. And what does that mean when I put them together?
Alex, it means you.
But
your spiritual journey does not need a definition. Like, you don't need to be under any sort of term.
So talk about your experience, because you have a very different one than I do.
So my experience with the religion in general, I was born. 2 months later, I was baptized into the Catholic Church. And then I would go to Sunday school my entire life. I went to Sunday school. I went to Catholic church. I went to my grandma's house. It was a part of the Italian Catholic tradition of my life. Mm-hmm. Every Sunday, you would go to CCD, go to church, go to your grandma's to eat spaghetti. Mm-hmm. I got First Communion, which means that you bring in the body and blood of Christ into your life. Mm-hmm.
And that's when you're like of age enough to make like a conscious decision.
And then you get confirmed. Confirmation happens when you're in 8th grade, and you're confirming and you're telling the church and you're committing yourself to the church. Mm-hmm. So other people would probably relate that to being baptized within the church. But that's when you're old enough to make the decision, I want to become a part of the church. You do that in 8th grade. And then recently I was married in the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
And I went to Catholic school growing up. And
so have you ever had a time when you're like, I don't know if this vibes with me?
Absolutely not.
So that's the thing. People are so confident, and I've never felt that confidence. And it's like that with a bunch of different religions. And I don't know if it's because that's what you've known your whole entire life and people around you have been good about it and actually did the whole thing. They've gone to church. They've talked about it to you in in every light, mm-hmm. where it's like, I don't know. See,
you go to Catholic school, you go to church, you go to CCD, you learn all these things, but the ultimate connection is you with God, or you with whatever spirits mm-hmm. that resonate with you.
I think
but you don't, like, for me, like you said, people have a perception. If I said I'm a Catholic, they would probably think I wasn't an open person, mm-hmm. because some people have that perception of Catholics, that they're not open and no gay marriages, this and that, and that's not me.
Yeah.
And it's just like, this is how I was raised. I have the traditions I believe in fully. I have God that I believe in fully. But then me being aware with my spirituality knows how to read the Bible from different perspectives, mm-hmm. and make my own points of view. Like, it's not like I go into the Catholic Church and they say everything to me and I have to fully believe it and that's fully ingrained in me. Like, you still have your own conscious decisions.
Because for me, like, my dad, he prays before every meal. And I know when he's praying to God. When I don't pray, when I, like, think about things, like, and I definitely did it more when my great grandma died. Like, I talk to her all the time.
Yeah. Or,
like, there's things that consciously make her think of her. Or, like, when things get hard, I'm like, I just, like, send a chat up. And I don't know, because I've lost a lot of people in my life. Like, and it's not that I automatically felt disconnected to them when they were there, but in my heart, I'm like, well, they're not just gone. But I didn't know what I thought happened. That's when it came in, well, they believe that they were going to go to heaven, so I hope that's what happened to them. But I don't necessarily know that that's going to happen to me because I don't know if that's what I believe.
I believe it's going to happen to you because that's my belief.
Right. So it's just like, because then there's also the things like, but then people just say they're like gifts from heaven. So like, I don't know. I'm just going through it because I don't want to not believe anything because I don't. That's not how I feel. But I don't want to have an organized anything because I don't feel that that's necessary. I appreciate it. I would love if someone else felt the same way as me and we could chat. But I kind of am like in this point where it's like, do I necessarily believe in God as like the traditional entity? I don't know. Do I believe in heaven as being like this like perfect place? It's like in a different, I don't know. But I know what I can see, and I can see that that's earth, and I can see that there are very good people, and I see that there are like quote unquote miracles that happen and things like that. So I almost, as I'm saying this coming through, maybe I almost feel like a heaven is on earth, and the fact that you come again and what's perfect for you in that next life. I don't know.
I wish I could.
So there's never been a point in your life where you like
better.
Questioned, or when times get hard, did that just strengthen what you believed?
I think it was a driving force. Like when Parker got his diagnosis, I've never prayed as hard in my life.
Yeah.
Every night I would pray and then talk to my grandma.
And there's this joke on social media or whatever. It's like, you don't realize how religious you are until there's turbulence on your plane. Mm-hmm. And I've literally done that. Like, and I didn't even know what I was doing. And it's not even that I like pray, say words. I just will like think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, now what? Help me.
No. And well, do you believe in like fate and things happen for a reason and things like that? Or do you just think, like the draw? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I hate the thing. Oh, everything happens for a reason. But because I don't think that's true. Because bad things happen. And I don't think everything is for a reason. But I think a lot of the times things work out in the end. Like, I don't know. Like, if you were to ask me straight up, do you believe in fate? I don't think so. But a lot of crazy things happen very coincidentally. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know how my brain works. I gotta see things. I gotta be able to feel them. I gotta, like.
Would you ever consider like reading scripture or anything?
I'm not against it.
Because I went to a Lutheran college.
Yeah.
And at my Lutheran college, we had to read a study Bible. Every single student. We had a class, and you had to read the whole Bible. And that opened my eyes too, because you read the Bible. I mean, like, it wasn't just reading it.
Right.
You would have conversations in class, and that put a different perspective on what I believed.
See, the thing is, if I read the Bible, I got to commit to reading all the other books.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I can do that.
I mean,
there's so many books.
There might be like a Cliff's Notes version of different religions.
If there's an audiobook of these things, I can sign me up.
I don't know. And I also took a world religion class, so
I also took all these things, but I didn't go to school, you know that.
Like when I go to school, I really tried.
So I don't know. It's just like an open conversation and things that I'm questioning, because I know a lot of the people's beliefs around me, and they've never really wavered, people that are believe very heavily, people that don't believe at all. And all of them are very involved in my life. So I don't.
We have one friend that's wavered.
Who?
I'm not gonna name drop on the podcast.
Well, like, I don't know though, because that's not the vibe I get.
Oh,
but I don't know. I think I'll figure out the older I get, because I hate being that person that just kind of, once things get tough, that's when I try and figure it out. Like, I think if you believe in something, you should believe in it all the time. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like that with anything. I do feel like that with reincarnation, though, but I need to find why. Why do I feel that way? How does it work? Like, what's the connection to that? Because I really don't feel like it's over once it's over.
Do you believe in karma?
Kinda. Not fully, because if I did, then I wouldn't be living the rich and famous life next life if I fully believed in karma. But I don't know.
I'm just trying to get some things.
I don't know.
I don't know how to help you with this.
I don't know either, because, and maybe my distaste for organized religion is because of my own personal bias, or like things just like, because when you think of the typical Christian, it's just not someone that aligns with me. But I know not all Christians are like that, but I know the vast majority that are on my social media are, or like, so it's hard because I want to agree with someone on like on this level, but how,
there's no, religion can be black and white for some people, and it can be gray for other people.
That's the black and whiteness is what I don't like.
Yes, because I'm definitely not a black and white.
Right.
Because when you think of a Catholic, you probably wouldn't have think of me.
Yeah. And it really like, so someone I work with, they're very devout Christian, and they act like it, but I think she's 50 years older than me, but we connect so heavily on so many things, and I can talk to her about a lot of stuff. So I think she's really what's kind of gotten my gears going, because I'm like, I know her past, and she's not always been the devout Christian that she is now, and she talks about it, and she tells you about it. And so it's just that journey to get from A to B is what very much intrigues me, and I'm just like, how do you do it? Because I don't think that I'm going to land on the same spot that she's on, but from getting the journey is what's tell me how.
I know. Maybe you need to like do some exploration with like a bunch of different religions.
I feel like I just need to go to therapy.
I don't know. I mean, this could be. I'm not a therapist. I don't know how to help you.
So overall, I do think good things happen to good people. I think that whatever you want to happen happens to you. And I hope that happens for everybody. So the last thing I have on here, and because you can talk about it, you can speak to this too.
I can.
How did that work in raising Parker, but even when you guys first were together, Tony and you?
Yeah. So the bullet is difference in religious beliefs compared to family members, partners, friends. So Tony is a non-denominational Christian. I am a Catholic. Ultimately, we believe in God, we believe in heaven, we believe the typical Christian things. But when we were first dating, he went to church like every Sunday. So did I. It was hard because when probably my family and other people would think like, oh, I would marry Italian Catholic just because that's what everybody else did in my life, like my family members. And so when we were dating, like, I was very upfront and honest, and I was just like, when I have kids, like, I want to raise them Catholic, just because the Catholic journey is so much different than other religions, because you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to a Catholic church today, and I'm going to become a Catholic, and it doesn't just happen. Like, a lot of part of being a Catholic is the traditions and the sacraments. And you do that throughout your whole life. And if you don't do it that way, then there's a lot of classes and things that you would have to do. And so I've always talked to Tony that I wanted to raise our children Catholic. And I said, and if you want to take them to church, go ahead. And once they're old enough to make that decision, then they can decide what path they want to take. But we just always decided to start with Catholic. And then they can make that decision, because I want them to be open to different religions or different like churches and the way that they handle things. So.
Yeah. Because Aunt and I, we are on the same page for a lot of things. This he feels a little more passionately about than I do about what he believes. And to me, when I have kids, I'm not going to start like just taking them to church because they're born and I think they should go to church. I'm kind of like you said, like when they're old enough and they start inquiring about it, I'll go with you. We'll try it. We'll give it a shot, see if you like it. But like, if they never ask to go, I'm never going to take them probably type of thing. And whereas he is just like, yeah, then I don't think even if the kid asks, he'll come with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, but that's something that we agreed on like a while ago. Cause he's not like, I don't truly know what he believes about like afterlife, about there being a higher power. We've talked briefly about it, but he doesn't feel so passionately about that it matters. What he feels passionately about is no like organized religion. He feels weird about it, and I get that. I feel it. So that'll be an interesting conversation if that ever has to be had in our house.
Yeah. I mean, like, got to be open.
The good news is if they ever want to be Catholic, they can go with my parents. They can go with you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I will keep you guys posted as I figure my life out, because this is something I've been thinking about a lot. I mean, my great grandma passed away in 2018, and this has been like a hot topic on my mind since then. Like, I think about it all the time, and I'm just like, okay, so when is something just gonna like strike me like lightning? When am I gonna figure out what the heck's happening? So if I do, I'll let you know. Maybe it's when I'm watching Tiger King 2.
I think it is. Well,
should we close with one rapid fire question?
Please.
Okay.
And then I hear Parker wanting to take a bath.
Yeah, I do.
Rapid fire time. I hope that I'm better than last week.
Okay.
My apologies to everybody last week. I was trying to be more on my game this week. Who knows what you'll get.
There's so many options.
Give me a number.
Oh, I'm picking the number?
No.
Okay.
Like a range.
Well, this one's not numbered, so I'm just going to randomly scroll. Tell me when to stop.
Now.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool are you?
Oh! Honestly, 7.
Oh, okay.
What?
I'm good. I'm happy for you. I was going to give myself like a solid 5.
What? You're cooler than me.
Because I think my personality is a lot cooler than how I portray myself. So if people were just to see me, they probably wouldn't think I'm that cool. I'm like fine. I think people think I'm fine, but my friends really know how cool I am.
Oh, that's so true. I'm like very boring and bland.
Isn't that the definition of cool? Cool as a cucumber?
Yeah, that's me. No, I think I'm cool. If I think I'm cool, then I'm cool.
It's really about manifesting.
Yeah, I'm a solid 7, everybody.
I'll give it, for random people listening, I'm a 5. For my friends, I'm a 10 out of 10.
For everybody, I'm a 7.
Nice equalizer.
I'm neutral.
Well, it's been real.
It's been fun.
It's been real fun.
And bye.
Oh my god.
Bye.
These are funny.